Good segue to
Um,
that. And this is a segment we have done every year since the inception of Set Jetter Saturdays. October Halloween picks. Usually pick a different genre or form of horror lore. And this week I put down ghosts, and we have some real dillies in there, man.
well, yes, and then I misread your instructions, but so I have an idea for our next show for uh how we're going to do the picks. So you probably already,
Oh,
if you looked what I put originally, you might have kind of figured that out. But so I redid mine, so they're more ghost-like.
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
So, but anyway, so I switched mine to more ghost-like, and we have some crossovers here. So I'll start with mine, but you have this on your list, so we might as well just get it out of the way. Poltergeist,
Yes.
1982.
Yes. It's a landmark horror film. Probably the best 80s horror movie there is in terms of ghosts, things like that. And you recently stayed at this lovely home, which we talked
I
about.
did. I did not update my page for it, but I also brought out for you
Yes.
the Poltergeist Special Edition box set
They're
laser disc. Yeah.
here.
And
Oh,
it
I
even
love
has
that.
the
I
the
love
make
that.
has the making of Poltergeist, which is nice as well. So
Oh, it's so great.
yeah.
That is a great laser disc to have. Poltergeist is fun though. Um, I need to
It
jump in. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, it holds up. And
It does.
I did not see it in the theater. I was probably too scared. But
Yeah.
do remember when it premiered on HBO that night, and like that night is ingrained in my memory. I know what the weather was like, and I knew when the sun set, and
Oh, wow.
yeah, and so there's moments. Actually, I started 9 years ago. I replicated, like I was in Big Bear, at a hotel, and Poltergeist was on, and it was just sunset. Like everything felt like this is the exact time
Oh,
when I saw
yeah.
the original Poltergeist. So that was also a special memory for me. So
Yeah, those horror memories when you
yeah,
can taste what you're eating and you remember they're special.
yeah.
I remember I saw Poltergeist halfway through when I was a kid. It was like on Prism or something. And I was so scared. And when the girl got home and she freaks out in her house, was going
What's
nuts,
happening?
it scared me for years because I'm like,
Yeah.
what if you came home and you saw that? It like genuinely frightened me. And I remember talking to some kid at school and I was like, there's this movie on. And, I had to be like 11. And they're like, oh, that's Poltergeist. I was like, it was scary. They're
Nice.
like, oh, it's scary. And then, as I got older, I watched it. It's great.
Yeah, it's still for me. It still holds up, and yeah, it was like obviously the ultimate and we call it suburban nightmare. It was the 80s, and I think it helped.
Yeah.
And speaking of Toby Hooper, and obviously there's still controversy like who directed what, because it does have a
Right.
Spielbergian feel and look, and but there's also moments that feel very Toby Hooper as well. So
Yes. Yes. Good call. Yeah. Poltergeist is fun. I'm due for a rewatch of that.
yeah,
And you took me to the house once that you
did I?
stayed at, and I was very
Yeah,
grateful. Yeah, we did some
yeah.
shots there, but
Did you
it's
ever
great.
watch the Adam the Woo video? I can't
I
remember. Yeah,
did.
so
I
it's
did. I
like,
saw you
it's like
outside. I saw they were throwing the skeletons in the pool,
I
and
don't know why yeah, I was just it was
it
you
was
do
great.
I was there probably about 6 hours. So I think we said last time there were strange moments that, we're eating at the breakfast table.
Yeah.
And then you kind of jump into yourself. You're like, oh, we're eating at the Poltergeist breakfast table, or I'm hanging out outside eating candy at the Poltergeist pool, and stuff
That's
like that. But
amazing.
yeah, so
And Sean Clark does the
I
marshmallows.
did you yeah, so I'm the one that said because he put him in whatever, and you probably hear me saying I said, do ask dad. And he's like,
Oh
ask
yeah, yeah.
dad, ask dad.
After, yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Yeah,
It was a long video too. I
it
think it
was fun.
was
Yeah,
like,
like I say, Adam does not cut. And it's also kind of part of the charm, I think, that
yeah, yeah.
we're just you hear us all cracking up and stuff like that. But they had
It is.
obviously
It's
they
nice.
bought a steak, they did all these, they were having fun. So
It
which
looked like a great time.
yeah. So anyway, check the Adam the Woo's video on
Yeah,
spending the night at the Poltergeist house. So
pretty good.
yeah, what's next on your list?
Well, I want to jump to yours
Okay.
because
Oh.
I was just going to say I did have Amityville Horror down,
Mm.
but I was conflicted on if this was a ghost movie because I thought it was ghost, but so it is. It's not just like a possessed house. We could say
Well,
it's a ghost movie, right?
I would say I count it as a ghost movie
Okay.
because it
Me
is the
too.
spirits. What is a haunting? I should say,
Exactly.
what is a poltergeist? Uh,
Right. Right.
is that a
What is a
goat? Yeah,
poltergeist?
yeah. If we're gonna kind of get into it, but yeah. So I did put the Amityville horror because, truthful or not, and it's obviously probably not, but it did actually, and it set the stage for Poltergeist to happen, as well because it was kind of
Oh
even
yeah.
and even more of, and Stephen King loves to talk about that. The reason like these movies became uh are kind of the new horror movies is because it became this fear of home ownership and this fear of, a fear of conformity and losing yourself in the suburban night. That's
Right. He
the
thought it was about
he says this is,
mortgage,
yeah, well,
home ownership.
each horror genre is kind of reflects whatever kind of time period
Yes.
it is in. And he said it's no coincidence that Amityville Horror and Poltergeist are these scary uh young adults becoming home, like the fear
Yes.
and things going wrong in your house that and you can't pay for it. Yeah, so
He
I
famously said that. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
so
true.
that's part of his dance macabre. I remember pieces in that he kind of called that out. But
Oh yeah.
but Amityville Horror also because I was way too young, so I did not see it. But definitely didn't see it in the theater, but I think it was around 9 when this came out. But I do remember hearing about it that it's based on a true story. And I remember when the movie came out, it was I think even in Omaha, I remember seeing an article that there was line at the drive-in that was like it was sold out. People couldn't get it, because everybody wanted to see
Yeah.
this movie
Love that.
based on a true story. And so
Right.
it was a huge thing. And I remember on 2020, they went to the real Amityville house, and I remember they went down to the girl was showing the red room that they had in the movie, and that it was really just a story, And so it was a huge piece. And I had the book, and I read the book well many years before I read the movie. So and the book felt like real, because it would be
Yeah.
each day, day 20, like and kind of what was
Which
happening.
I
And
love that they did that.
yeah.
The
And Jody the
linear.
pig just got as scared, it just scared, like
Oh
it was
yeah.
scary, yeah.
Book is
So,
scary.
but it has fantastic theme.
Yeah.
And this is the time where you do your James Brolin.
Well, thank you. I was waiting to when they
You're
do
waiting for
this.
the right
Well, it's just the
point.
funniest lines in that
Well, it's
movie.
also that goes back also into, money, losing
Right.
money and wedding, or getting married and so forth. And so that all ties into kind of that
Right.
fear of growing up theme.
I got boxes to pack. Why is it always so damn cold in here? Cash doesn't bounce. Checks bounce. Cash is cash. Now you listen to me, pal. I'm gonna write you a check. Or you're gonna be in your own damn birthday food. Or your own damn wedding cake. Oh, okay.
I
My
think
my
that
friend Mike
that's
and I,
happening at the Streisand estate right now,
it
where
is.
the caterers come. He's like, "I'll tell you."
It's funny. My friend Mike and I will still quote that. We'll just throw it in a scenarios. We'll be like, Matt, you're spending a lot of time editing that podcast. Are you going to be done soon? Now you listen to me. There's lots of work to be done, and it's I love Amityville Horror. That'll be on my list for sure. But thank you for including it here.
Yeah, of course.
First one on my list. It's top of mind because I'm also reading the book. Is The Shining, 1980.
So, yes.
I don't care what anybody says. Stanley Kubrick owns The Shining. That is his
Mhm.
work. The book does not hold a candle to it. There's a lot of similarities, but it's always been a weird thing for me that Stephen King hates that movie. I get it, it's your baby, it's different, but that's a Stanley Kubrick film, and that is Kubrick's film is The Shining, and it's a
Yes,
perfect ghost horror movie, and I love it. I love
100%.
what he did with it.
And I just happened to come across a picture today that I shared with you that I thought was
Yes.
on the set with
Oh, let me
your
find that.
favorite character or your favorite another favorite line of yours.
They had to be corrected, sir.
Yeah. I know
You
we've
just
talked
set
about this
those
before.
Martians
Yeah.
up, and I'll knock them down.
Anytime, every once in a while, I mean, especially for some reason that movie, and there's some other movies, when I see behind the scenes pictures of super iconic films of them just hanging around on the
Oh,
Shining set,
love
I
it.
was like, I can't imagine what it'd be like to be hanging around on the Halloween set or hanging around on the
Right.
the Shining set for those lo the sets and the locations are so ingrained in our memory, and we can revisit some of these things now in current days, but it would just wouldn't be the same, So
Right. And I think also a lot about what we haven't seen, like how many archival photos there are and
mhm.
stories. Like I know The Shining has a good documentary on it, but like Halloween and stuff like that, you always see like they just happened with John Candy's documentary, which comes out this weekend, I think. All these unseen planes, trains, automobile stuff that have never been seen before. And with The Shining, I mean, what would it be like? I mean, everyone's having a cigarette. They're
Mhm.
working these like 18-hour days. Like, it's just wild.
They probably
Um,
hate it, because they were there probably over a year, and they're probably like, I hate these sets. So
well, because
yeah,
he was dating Jack Nicholson at the time was dating
I do
Angelica
not.
Houston,
Oh, really?
and she
Okay.
was saying that he after each set, after each day of filming, he would just come home to the apartment they were living at and crash on the bed and just sleep because it was so exhausting. And
Mm,
as you know, acting, filming, it takes a lot out of you anyway. But I'd imagine working for Kubrick for however
yeah,
many hours, you got to be exhausted.
yeah.
But I will say about The Shining, great horror movie and the ghost story. It leaves a lot to interpretation,
Hmm.
and there's a lot of symbolism in there, as we all know, which it makes it a great, superior movie to the
Yep.
novel.
Now I put actually Doctor Sleep, which is less, it becomes more ghost towards the end. Um, but there's kind of
Yes,
ghosts
yes.
kind of throughout, but I did include so because I see your list, I'm like, I don't want to replicate it exactly, but I
No,
did
no, it's
choose
good.
because I felt like Doctor Sleep was a pretty solid film, and especially I think they just call it the director's cut, which is a little bit longer. But
Yeah,
it was a good experience, uh and the director definitely took the best of both worlds, because Doctor Sleep was a novel sequel to the novel The Shining, which is not the same, but he was able to kind of meld both worlds and to kind of make it work. And I think King was happy,
that's a really good point too. Yeah,
or
they did.
or
They did a hybrid, and that's what you wanted to see, and you liked it.
yeah.
And nothing's worse than
Oh,
the Shining miniseries of "Hi, Dick,
oh, I know. We talked about that a little
get
bit
here,
offline. You're gonna throw away
told
Daddy
you
like
should do
an old paper cup. Wendy and I still do that line.
it." Wait,
I don't
which
know if
line?
that's there's a line is like they just want to throw Dad away like an old paper cup. And so we still do that old paper cup line, and like I know
You
we should
know,
not criticize child actors, but
you're criticizing the character, not the actor. It's
it
okay.
was not
Look at all.
he was no Danny Lloyd.
No, no, absolutely not. Um, okay, so you Doctor Sleep. Do you want me to read my
Yeah,
next one?
yeah, do your next
This is an original one. Nobody would think of this
one.
film and talking about ghosts, but Ghostbusters, 1984,
Not familiar with it. Please tell me
technically a
more.
Halloween ghost movie. Ghostbusters is so
Oh yeah,
good.
I should have said. I'm glad you said 1984. I'm like, oh, which one?
Which one? Which one could it be? Which one could it be? It's a
Oh,
classic. It's a perfect film. It's what I call a perfect film. It's got elements of comedy, horror, like the opening librarian scene,
mhm.
get you. Some religious cult aspects going on,
Some funny aspects.
romance. Yeah, it is fun. It's a perfect movie. It's great. And I love the 80s where there was smoking allowed and they could just let go. Like they're all smoking, they're hanging out, no problem.
Do you see why I started smoking?
Exactly.
It was all
That's
there.
it was all there.
It was expected of us. Like
It was required.
when do I get to start smoking?
Can we do
When can I be like Bill Murray?
Now, here's one for you. I do have Ghostbusters obviously on DVD and I have the Blu-ray. I was looking at 4Ks this morning and they have like the 4K box set of all the movies, which I
Mhm.
only watched two. Which ones do you have and do you recommend a certain set?
I do not own any of them, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not like a mega Ghostbusters
I
fan.
am not. I saw opening day, I remember.
You saw the original?
Oh yes. So
Really?
yeah, I
Now,
remember seeing I think that was
that's the way to see it.
the only Ghostbusters I've actually saw in a theater was the original Ghostbusters in '84. So,
If you're gonna
but
see one, I mean,
that's the
that's
one.
it.
But it is fun. It like because when you mention it, I even though it's been over 40 years now, I have vivid memories of seeing the titles on sitting there on the screen and so forth. I remember seeing, and I remember which pieces the audiences kind of jumped or freaked out about and stuff like that. So.
Was the librarian scene one of them?
I think that it set the tone, and I remember when he's flipping the cards with was it Jennifer Runyon, and he's like, how do you? She's like, I don't know, I'm just thinking, and the
It
other
just
guy
comes to
keeps
me.
he's getting him right, and he keeps zapping him. But anyway,
Can you
uh,
you can't see these, can you?
yeah,
No,
yeah,
they're just I still love the line where it's like, "Are you menstruating right now?" And the librarian guy goes, "What's that got to do with
yeah.
anything?" Back off, mad
Yeah.
scientist.
And I do remember because now I kind of can't stand, but like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Mountain. Now you're waiting for that to happen. At the
Right.
time, we didn't know you didn't know what was going
Yeah.
to happen. You know what I mean? We talk about like similar like with Raiders Lost Ark. Now we're all we have in our mind, oh, no, this is happening next and so forth. But at the time,
Right.
we didn't know
No. No.
unless Fangoria magazine covered it in
Yeah.
time. Yeah, but
And Stay Puft wasn't a part of its advertising. It wasn't like
no,
before it came out. I
no,
mean, it was very, yeah,
yeah,
did a good job.
yeah.
Nobody steps on church. What is your next one, sir?
I'll go with, and you have this as well, so we can do a double
Oh
team.
yeah.
The Fog, 1980.
The fog.
Stay away from the fog.
Stay away from the
Somebody
fog.
help my son.
I love this. I love everything. I mean, this is a fun movie, but the soundtrack, like everything just hits.
Mhm.
Jamie Lee,
Tom Atkins, the perfect couple.
the perfect couple.
Yeah,
Adrian Barbeau is the
Adrian
DJ.
Barbeau. It is hard, like the Stevie Wayne. The
Steve,
you're here watching, and then
you're not
literally
alone.
it is the I don't call it the worst. Now I understand. It's like what radio station is this? And it is kind of verging on NPR at dark. You know what I mean? Like these kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, good
there's
call.
just like it's like this is non stay awake music. Uh,
Yeah,
but thank God she's there. But
it's a great script too.
yeah,
Like this is Carpenter and Hill peak, like working their magic.
yeah.
It's a staple for me.
But they had to go back and do additional reshoots because it wasn't horror enough. So
Oh,
yeah,
right.
there's a lot of pieces. The whole kind of the sequence with Adrian Barbeau at the top, and but the of the lighthouse,
Yeah,
whatever, that was all done because there wasn't enough to it. And the same, it was like kind of like it's when we talked last week time about Deadly Friend with Wes Craven. Now this John Carpenter actually had a name, and there's expectation. This better be horror, not just a creepy go. You know what I mean? So he
yeah,
was,
right.
yeah.
Very
So
interesting.
yeah, but yeah. So and it's yeah, it's very solid still. And I was thinking the church is I don't
Oh,
think I've
it's so
updated.
iconic.
Yeah, I've been to the church several times, but I've not updated my page to kind of reflect that. But
Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Which
I
is
do.
in Central California.
It is in Sierra Madre. So
Got it.
the drive up to the church is in Northern California, where they kind of drive up and they kind of pass the cross, and they take that windy road, and then they end up in the middle of Sierra Madre. So movie magic, you can't tell. I mean, they make it look like it is in the middle of nowhere. They keep the shots tight, but
Yeah,
that's just on a busy. It's on the busy street of Better Off Dead, where they have the car chases.
there
So
it is. There
yeah,
it is. Fog 2 is yeah, it's the cast is great in there. They did a good job with the effects for the time. And yeah, just a cool script. Like
yeah.
uh, the ghost
And
coming back and the ship and it's done very well.
was it Elizabeth Dane? Uh, I was curious if that's another ex-girlfriend of John Carpenter's. So,
Oh,
because Laurie Strode
thrown in
was,
there.
I don't know if he ever knew, because I think Laurie Strode was a ex-girlfriend of John Carpenter, if I remember correctly. But I wonder if Elizabeth Dane is. And I
Oh
like,
yeah.
who is the original Laurie Strode? I don't know if they've ever really talked about that. But
Well,
um,
if you don't know, then nobody
I
knows.
do not know. But uh,
Good
but
point.
yeah, and we won't even talk about the Fog remake. Whew.
Oh, can't watch it. Seen
Mm-mm.
it, can't watch it.
I tried to watch it, but no.
There's no need for that remake
Uh-uh.
at all.
What you got next?
Next on my list, Sixth
Yes.
Sense, 1999. M. Night Shyamalan.
Spoilers.
Hey, I saw that with a buddy, and it was playing on two screens. We walked into the wrong one just as the twist happened,
Oh,
so it kind of ruined it. But uh, me, I'm a little biased. M. Night Shyamalan is my favorite director, and it's a
because
local
you
Philly
love The
one, and
Lady in the Water so much.
oh, I do own it. I do own it. Mm.
You love The Visit so much.
I watched Lady in the Water before the visit, and that's a
Uh,
tough watch. But Sixth Sense is good. It was a huge film at the time. You didn't see that twist coming. I See Dead People. Bruce Willis, fantastic, and I think you've done locations for that movie. I
yeah,
believe.
I did several. I put on my steps that day. I remember I literally walked most of those locations.
Oh wow.
But
It's
for
quite the
a
walk.
lot of the M Night Philadelphia ones that I could on that particular Madonna trip.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When in Rome.
yes.
That's good.
But
That's good though. You like the Sixth Sense, right? Or
yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah.
yeah.
It's hard because now it's become such a
Mm.
every, like, or I would say we've watched it too many times, but it's not like,
It's like a meme almost.
yeah, we don't need to, yeah,
I do
watch
like
it.
Unbreakable more than the Sixth Sense, but
Unbreakable has a higher rewatchability,
yeah, I think
um,
so.
because of kind of different elements. But but Toni Collette is still, she's still the
Yeah,
best. Yeah,
she's the best.
she can do no wrong. But
And those scenes, there are some of those cutaways that still make you, squeamish a little
yeah,
bit with
no,
the
it's good.
look
It's
what you
good.
made me do. And you're like,
It's
ah,
good.
it's like very painful. But what do you have on your list next?
The
Oh,
Frighteners, which
yeah.
I feel like
Michael J.
used to get a lot of
Fox.
love, and then it didn't as much anymore. So obviously, Michael J. Fox, Dee Wallace,
It's Peter
but
Jackson, right?
yeah, Peter Jackson directed
Yeah.
this. So at the time, it had kind of great effects. Jeffrey Combs is in it. Um, but
It
yeah,
has
it's
Don't
kind
Fear
of
the Reaper in the end.
it's almost, I mean, now that you're saying, a spiritual sequel to Ghostbusters, because here's,
Yeah.
where there's like it's a business, you know what I
It
mean?
is. Yeah.
And so forth. But I haven't rewatched it in a while, but now that I'm saying it, I was like, I feel like I need to put this on my watch list. So we may be talking about this in a couple weeks because I feel like I do need to give this a good. But I just remember we weren't quite sure what we were in for in the theater, but we're like, and it was also at a time we just went to go see every movie. And but
Right.
yeah, but
Right.
it was kind of, yeah, it was I had a good time at this. So
I remember liking it too, and I did enjoy it. And I do remember "Don't Fear the Reaper" being played at the end over the credits,
mm,
um, because this came out I think like a year after The Stand, so I was prime "Don't Fear the
uh
Reaper" love
gotcha.
in my life. But yeah,
Now
I'm
yeah, yeah,
I'm due to rewatch this too.
yeah.
But The Frighteners is good. It's a lot of fun. Next on my list is 1959's House on Haunted Hill, not to be
Mm.
confused with Chris Kattan's House on Haunted Hill.
I
Um,
I
do you
kind
like
of
this
like
one?
both. I kind of like both actually.
Yeah,
So
yeah, they're both fun.
yeah, it's interesting because I've not re-watched the original in a long time. So
Yeah, I
and
try to
I'm
rewatch it every year with
yeah,
when I'm in like the Halloween spirit.
yeah.
Vincent Price for 1959. I mean, it takes some risks. It holds up. It's scary. A lot of the
It
ghost
was.
stuff is left off screen, and it works.
I did go to the house.
The
Uh
House on Haunted Hill house.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
if
nice.
and I actually it happened to be a time I have it pulled up just quickly because I was like I don't know because
Let
obviously
me
most of
see.
it was a set, but the exteriors of the house I think I got some good shots. Yeah, if you want to pull it up here, we can take
Oh,
a
I'm
quick
pulling it up,
look. So
baby.
for the 1959 version,
Yeah, of course.
um,
Let me find it. How? This,
but
of course, is on setjetter.com.
y- yes, so 1959.
Yeah.
So the house it's up in the Hollywood Hills. Was it Glendower Avenue? So if you kind of go down, keep going a little bit. And I did my black and white shots to match, so you can kind
Oh,
of see how
perfect.
how they look.
Very nice.
But yeah, so that's the house. I happened to be there on a day they were working, so I kind of walked into
Oh,
the
right.
driveway.
Because we talked
So
about this with
yeah,
Karate
Karate
Kid
Kid, Karate,
3.
but yeah, so
Yeah.
so I got some good shots of where you normally can't, and it
Oh,
was
you use
open
that as a
it
cover.
was open, so I just literally just walked in, and if you go down a little bit more, because these are shots you just can't get from the street,
Oh,
and
nice.
so forth. So
Oh,
yeah, kind of
nice.
looking out. Yeah, so this is not publicly accessible, but I was fortunate to be
Oh,
able
that's so great.
to be able to do that. So,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it worked out. I wasn't intentionally taking any screen. I was just taking a bunch of pictures. And I do remember I looked over and I saw some workers and they started looking at me and then I just did the wave, thank you, and I walked out. Like
Nice. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Well, you got him though. You got the
yeah,
shots.
yeah, oh,
It's
yeah. So
fantastic.
anyway,
Yeah, this is
so
a great film. This is a great page too, by the way. I don't
yeah,
think I've ever seen this one.
short and sweet page, but I was like, that's all
And
that there.
those are the
But
shots you want to get.
the great William Castle. But yeah,
Yes. Great job on that page. But House on Haunted Hill is definitely a favorite of mine, and that's
yes.
nice work on that one. What do you have on your next one, sir?
And this might be a little spoilery. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I would say it's not spoilery, but I'll be careful not to be spoil it why I like it so much. The Uninvited in
Yes.
2009.
Elizabeth Banks. I forgot
It
about this
does
one.
not seem like a Robert movie, and I did not see it in the
Does not.
theater, and I had no intention. I was like, I don't need to see that. It seemed, and this was kind of the J horror time, like I don't, time, you know what I mean? Like everything was kind of
Yes.
being done that way. So I really was like, I don't. And then I think I caught it one night, and I was like, mother effers, they got me.
They got you.
I didn't see that coming, and now
Yeah.
if it's, but I was just like, ooh, they are good. A little bit of a sixth sense where you were watching. I was like, oh, I see what they're doing now. I see how they manipulated me. But
Yeah.
this is one of my, this
Yeah,
is
they
one of my,
got me too, for sure.
this is one of my favorites. So if you've not seen The Uninvited, check it out. 2009. I think it's kind of a nice little film. So
I'm gonna rewatch this, and I forgot this was so old. I mean, it's not an old movie, but
it's
in
so
my mind,
old now.
when you
Yeah,
said The Uninvited, I'm like 2009. I thought that was like 2014 or no,
yeah.
it was. It absolutely was.
But
But that's a good one. That's an underrated movie, and I could see where on the surface you might be like, this isn't for me,
yeah,
but it did its job.
but it is.
Uh, and that
The
is
the
our
the, the teenage girl inside of me. That yeah.
the the Laurie Strode inside of you came
Yes.
in. But good call on
17.
that.